JJ the CPA here. Hope you are doing well. So I have been looking and searching. I've got some clients, especially on the self-employed side, that are looking and waiting to be able to take advantage of the new federal unemployment benefits that are part of the CARES Act, which was just put into law maybe 10 days ago. So I've been looking and looking, and I've come across this website. And so I just wanted to quickly share it with you. I'll put a link, but it's careeronestop.org. And this is sponsored by the U.S. Department of Labor. And right here, when you go to this, it says COVID-19 unemployment insurance, and we have a file for unemployment. And when you go there, it talks about all the different aspects. But what's key here is down here. So right here, select the state that you're in. Okay, so if we're here in Oklahoma, then it gives you basically about the unemployment insurance program, and then be able to file a claim, and then to file a claim by telephone. In our state, it's just doing it all online. If I were to pick, let's just say California, we'll do a search here on California. So to file the UI claim unemployment insurance. So am I eligible? So are unemployed through no fault of your own, meet work, wage, or requirements. So that's going to depend somewhat on your state. However, basically most states have made changes to their unemployment insurance program in order to provide benefits to more workers affected by the COVID-19. If your state has updated your information, their information, you'll find it when you select the state below. So to receive unemployment benefits, you need to file a claim with an unemployment program in the state where you worked. In general, you'll still follow the guidelines in order to file for unemployment benefits. You should contact your state's unemployment insurance program as soon as possible after becoming unemployed. Generally, you should file a claim with the state where you worked. When you file a claim, you will be asked for certain information such as address, employment. It generally takes 2 to 3 weeks after you file. And then starting in March 2020 here, most states began waiving the 1 week waiting period. So by going here, you're going to be able to figure out and find where you can file for unemployment. And so my understanding was that there was going to be a website at the federal level, but what I'm reading here, and I'm really finding very little information about how to file for federal unemployment, because the unemployment benefits at the federal level are to be more open, available, dare I say the word, generous. There's many ways that you cannot qualify for state unemployment in a lot of states, but you'd still be able to qualify for the federal unemployment. So what I'm seeing here basically is if you are affected by COVID-19, if you're self-employed, okay, back to the beginning, start with going here, finding your state, and start by filing a claim. The thing to note is that there are 2 types of circumstances in this crisis, which is you have furloughed employees. So typically, if a company has temporarily let you go, you've been furloughed. And that means that typically within 8 weeks, they're hoping that you'll be able to come back. So that would be really the preference for employers, that the only reason they're letting their employees go is due to the coronavirus crisis, to declare it as a furlough. This should, in most states, if not all, especially under the new provisions of the federal act, the CARES Act, that will qualify you for unemployment. Now, there are going to be differences from state to state, but what the feds are putting into play here is you don't have to have been absolutely let go of your job. You can have the furlough. So if you've been laid off, typically, unless your employer's decided to use that term differently, laid off means we're letting you go and you shouldn't count on coming back. You might, but we don't know. So it's okay if you figure out another option for yourself. Furlough is, listen, we can't pay you now. We don't have any work now. So with the CARES Act that's come into play, it's going to allow you. So, my understanding, and I'm a CPA and I do tax returns, so I don't deal with unemployment issues and haven't in the past. But my understanding is that there was going to be a federal website. Well, Career One Stop, here you go, but it's directing you to the state. So the link will be down below. Whether you're unemployed now or you're going to be unemployed, furloughed, laid off, self-employed, sole proprietor, have your own business and now you can't do it, start at the state. It feels a little discombobulated to me right now in the sense that it's saying if your state has updated the information. My understanding is that we were going to be, for those that needed it, filing it directly with the federal government. I'm not finding any of that. I did have a client say that there's supposed to be something the week of the 13th, but I've had an increased number of inquiries for the good folks that are watching my videos, as well as clients, to say, hey, where are we at on these unemployment benefits? So I don't have any intimate knowledge of how you go about it with this federal law because it's unprecedented and it's new. Self-employed individuals or individuals that are not able to work because of a closing that's induced by the government is unprecedented. So here's some information, here's a resource. If you're in these circumstances, I hate it for you. And if you're an employer and you're looking for options for your employees, it would be good to learn more about what it is in your state. You've got the information here. So go to careeronestop.org, and right here is file for unemployment, COVID-19 unemployment insurance. So you click on that, and then right down here you put in your state. Okay, now there's an update here from last week, extra $600, an extra 13 weeks, etc., etc. But it looks as though where you want to start now, instead of sitting around and waiting, which you don't have time to do, I'm sure, start here, and then hopefully that helps. We will get through this. It's just a season. It's just an era that it will be short-lived. And so no matter your circumstances, I hope you're doing well. I hope this helps. Good luck in being able to get through the process. Don't be hesitant to follow up. Always do it with dropping little honey droplets, the individuals and the hardworking men and women that are working at these unemployment offices, are in absolute massive overtime and stressed, and many people are stressed and therefore maybe not always interacting patiently. So be one of the ones that will be able to take care of yourself and get these unemployment benefits, whether you're self-employed, an employee, furloughed, laid off. Don't sit around and wonder, do I qualify? Just go ahead and file, okay? Unless you're still working, okay? If your business is still making money as the owner, if you're not seeing a major reduction, well then of course, right? But I'm just saying, if you're in circumstances and you are not bringing in as much money, get something filed. Now, if you have an employer and they've not told you what they're doing, it would be best to follow up with them and just say, hey, we're not working, you're not paying me. Should I go ahead and file unemployment under furlough, which means you haven't let me go. It's just that there's not work to be done right now under COVID-19. If you have an employer that doesn't react well to that, it's just because they don't understand what it is that you just asked. Unfortunately, in a number of states, the employer is penalized when an employee goes to file state unemployment tax. Oklahoma is one of those. But under these provisions, if you are unemployed due to COVID-19, due to the coronavirus crisis, you're in a separate set of circumstances. Your employer's in a separate and distinct and different set of circumstances. All to say, work in coordination with your employer, where possible to ensure a positive result for everybody. But that result should be you as the employee, you as the self-employed, you that is making less money and you're not qualifying for the PPP or the EIDL as a business owner, that here is a benefit for you. For those that are getting the PPP, for those that are getting the EIDL, when you've run out of that money, that's when I feel you would be qualified to get the unemployment benefits. If you're a business owner and you're getting PPP money, you're getting money to pay yourself, therefore you wouldn't qualify for federal unemployment benefits. If you work for yourself as a self-employed individual and you're still making money, you don't qualify. If you are a self-employed individual getting PPP money until that runs out, you don't qualify. If you are somebody that is getting an EIDL, same thing. When the money runs out, then you can go for the federal unemployment. The way I look at it is federal unemployment for self-employed business owners, independent contractors, sole proprietor. That federal unemployment is if you've got other benefits to take care of, it goes in a segment of priority. Okay, the PPP has a time limit on it. The EIDL does not, but it's a lower amount now. And if you go to sba.gov, you'll find out about the EIDL, which is the Economic Injury Disaster Loan. The PPP is the Paycheck Protection Program, which is for employers only that can be obtained at a bank. And then once those resources have been exhausted, then the way that this is meant to work is that then unemployment would kick in. So it's not meant to be day one getting EIDL as a business owner, getting PPP as a business owner, and going and getting federal unemployment benefits. So check out your state, get the process started, get informed, and get the benefits that you need to then support yourself the way that the government is wanting to. Everybody's in it together. Everybody's needing some help. It's nothing to be ashamed of. What it comes down to is this is here to ensure that our economy is staying as strong as possible and we're rebounding as quick as possible. All right, so careeronestop.org. Check it out. JJ the CPA, out.